You know that feeling, right? Stuck in traffic, just crawling along, staring at the bumper in front of you. Well, what if that whole daily grind could be completely different? Today, we're going to dive into the future of how we get around and see how tech is about to totally flip the script on our daily journeys. I mean, just take a second and actually picture that. No more gridlock. No more sitting in that endless sea of red taillights, just wasting time. It sounds like pure science fiction, doesn't it? Well, you might be surprised. It's a lot closer than you think. So how much closer are we talking? Well, the data points to this number right here, 25%. That is the potential cut in our travel time, all thanks to things like AI-optimized routes and traffic lights that can actually think. I mean, imagine getting a quarter of your commute time back in your pocket every single day.
Okay, but before we can really get into the solution, we have to get our heads around the problem. So let's take a quick look at exactly why our cities are practically grinding to a halt.
It's pretty simple, really. Our cities are exploding with people, but our roads and transit systems, well, they just weren't built for this. They're struggling to keep up. And that creates this huge ripple effect, More congestion, more pollution, and tons of wasted time that hits the quality of life for millions of us. So what's the answer? It's not just about building more and more roads. It's about making the entire system we already have, all of it, much, much smarter. And that brings us to this core idea, the Smart Transport Project. Now, this isn't about some single magic gadget. Think bigger. It's about weaving together a whole bunch of advanced technologies. We're talking AI, the Internet of Things, automation, to create one seamless, intelligent transportation network. So what does that tech integration actually look like in the real world? What are the tools in this futuristic toolkit? All right, let's pop the hood and break it all down. First things first, the very bones of our cities are getting a massive digital upgrade. We're talking about roads with tiny IoT sensors baked right in, monitoring traffic flow as it happens. Traffic lights that aren't on some dumb fixed timer, but actually adapt to prevent bottlenecks. And you've got these super fast 5G networks that let cars talk to each other, to the traffic lights, to basically everything. It's called V2X, Vehicle to Everything Communication. And of course, we gotta talk about self-driving cars. It looks like magic, but it really just boils down to this three-step dance. First, a whole suite of sensors, like LiDAR and cameras, see the world around the car. Then, a powerful AI brain processes all that data in the blink of an eye. And finally, machine learning kicks in, so the system is constantly learning and adapting from every single mile it drives, getting safer and smarter all the time. Now, on the side of things you and I will actually use, there's this concept called mobility as a service, or MaaS for short. The easiest way to think about it? It's basically the Netflix of transportation. Instead of juggling 5 different apps for the bus, a bike, or a rideshare, one platform brings all of your options together into one simple, seamless experience. And this smart thinking goes way beyond just personal cars. AI is also totally changing the game for public transit. By crunching huge amounts of data, it can actually predict delays before they happen, optimize schedules on the fly, and even figure out when a bus needs maintenance. It's all about making the whole system more reliable for everybody. Okay, so the vision is incredible, no doubt about it. But what's it going to take to actually get there? Let's get real for a minute and look at both the huge upsides and the very, very real challenges we need to get over. Making this all happen is a serious balancing act. The potential benefits are just massive. Less traffic, cleaner air, safer roads, you name it. But the challenges are just as big. For every promise of saving money, there's a huge question about data privacy. For every bit of enhanced safety, there's a hurdle with public acceptance, and of course, a mountain of new regulations to figure out. And this chart right here really drives that point home. The single biggest roadblock by a long shot is the cost. Just the sheer price tag of upgrading our cities with all this new tech is staggering. And even after that, you still have to untangle this complex web of laws, and most importantly, you have to get people to actually trust it and use it. But hey, despite all those hurdles, the journey is already happening. This isn't just a dream. So let's look at some of the real-world pioneers who are leading the way and see what's coming up just over the horizon. This is not just theory, folks. Look at Singapore. They are using AI right now to manage traffic and tell you exactly when your bus will show up. You've got Barcelona creating these amazing superblocks that give streets back to people instead of cars. And of course, companies like Tesla and Uber are pushing the envelope every single day. The future is literally being built as we speak. And the road ahead? Oh, it is incredibly exciting. What we're seeing right now is AI getting really good at predicting demand. In the very near future, you can expect to see dedicated green corridors just for electric and autonomous cars. By the 2030s, and get ready for this, we could actually see urban air taxis flying around. And beyond that, who knows? Maybe even things like hyperloop networks zipping us between cities.
So this massive wave of innovation is completely changing the face of our cities and how we live and move inside them. And it all really boils down to one final, huge question. As all this technology reshapes our world, the biggest question isn't about the tech itself, it's about us. Are we ready for the ride? To learn even more about the solutions making this happen, you can check out our website, FAIR's Solution. Thanks for tuning in.